Attention all Sephardim. Today we're going to go through the secrets of how to bring the Geulah faster, speedily in our days. And that just requires us to read through the second halacha in the Shulchan Aruch. That's right, you don't have to read that far, just halacha number 2. The halacha reads like this: המשכים להתחנן לפני בורו יכוון לשעות שמשתנות המשמרות, שהן בשליש הלילה, ולסוף שני שלישי הלילה, ולסוף הלילה שתפילה שמתפלל באותם השעות הן על החורבן ועל הגלות רצויה. Translation: One who arises to pray and beseech his master should try his best to ascertain the times in the night where it's either 1/3 into the night, 2/3 into the night, or towards the end of the night. Because praying at this time about the destruction of our temple is specifically effective. So the Shulchan Aruch reads, someone who wants to pray before his master, aka Hashem, should have in mind to set a time aside at the time when the night's watch shifts, aka at 1/3 into the night, 2/3 into the night, or towards the end of the night. Because praying at these hours regarding the destruction of our temple is most fitting and most powerful. And now, the third halacha into the Shulchan Aruch, again, you're not going that far, you don't have to spend 5 hours reading into the Shulchan Aruch, says, it is fitting for anyone who fears Hashem to be worried and always troubled about the destruction of our temple. So now, that's about as far as we're going to go into this book. And now let's go into the details. Why did I say only Sephardim are privy to this interesting halacha that can bring so many salvations to the world? We know it's a dark time for the Jewish people. We know that it seems like almost the whole world is turning against us in this difficult time. And we want to see an end to this war, but even beyond that, we want to see salvation for all of humanity. We want to see the temple built. We want to see the real menorah, not this one. This one's not real gold. But we want to see the Geulah come for the whole world, for obviously for us, for all of Am Yisrael, but also the whole world should really recognize what our mission is and what we're here to do. So there's an interesting dichotomy between Ashkenazim and Sephardim regarding this halacha. Ashkenazim, Jews who descend from mainly Europe, who have been exiled to Europe, their poskim say that really this halacha in the Shulchan Aruch does not apply to everyone. It mainly applies to those who are Talmidei Chachamim, scholars in Torah, and those who have the capacity and the wherewithal to wake up at midnight and say these prayers. Sephardim, on the other hand, take it a little bit differently. Throughout the generations, all the Sephardi poskim actually say that the Shulchan Aruch is written for everyone. It's a law book given to all the Jewish people. It doesn't matter if you're a Talmid Chacham or technically an Am Haaretz. But this is something for everyone. And obviously for just 2 or 3 halachas into the book, that should apply to everyone, say the Sephardi poskim. Says the Chida, this halacha of waking up at midnight, or whoever's up already at midnight, to say Tikkun Chatzot, it applies to everyone. It's not a matter of haughtiness, it's not a matter of aggrandizing yourself by saying Tikkun Chatzot. And really, that's why you'll see Tikkun Chatzot printed in every Sephardi siddur. Every authentic Sephardi siddur will have Tikkun Chatzot printed either after Birchot HaShachar or after Kriyat Shema Sha'al Amita. Further, many other poskim in the Sephardi world say that everyone should wake up, or at least if they're up, say Tikkun Chatzot. Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, Rabbi David Yosef, in the book I have here, Halacha Brura, says that really this is something for everyone. Even to the point where in the Sephardi world, slichot is a very big thing. I think most people aren't aware of this, but if you have the priority, or if you have only enough time to say slichot, which is the general custom for the Sephardi world to wake up during the whole month of Elul and say slichot, if you only have time for one, Tikkun Chatzot takes priority. Another big Sephardi rabbi, Rabbi Ben Zion Mutzafi, says that a lot of people, they're up late, they're up having fun, they're spending time with their friends, they lose track of time. They're spending time way beyond Chatzot, way beyond midnight, halachic midnight, and they're already up. So why is there any excuse for them not to say Tikkun Chatzot? This is something that should come naturally to you. You should at least try once in a while. It's not something you should do every day if you can't, but at least once in a while whenever you are already up. Now, what are the advantages of saying Tikkun Chatzot? What is in it for us? What does it bring to the world? Well, first and foremost, it sort of takes you out of that mire that we're stuck in. Throughout the daily grind and the day-to-day life, we tend to forget about the Beit HaMikdash. There are certain symbols that we are given on a daily basis to remember the Beit HaMikdash. When someone buys a new house, they should keep an 1 amma by 1 amma, which is like about 19 by 19 inches of a wall unpainted, to remember that our houses should not be completed until God's house is completed in Jerusalem. At a wedding, we smash a glass before the bride and groom get married so that we remember the destruction of the temple. So really, Tikkun Chatzot should live as a serving memory to connect our emotions to the fact that our lives are not complete until the temple will be rebuilt, as was prophesied by all our prophets. Further, some of the advantages that are given, which I heard in a shir by Rabbi Ben Zion Mutzafi, was that some of the merits that are given to a person when they do Tikkun Chatzot regularly is that 1, they'll be saved by their Yetzer Hara. 2, their children will not die within their lifetime. 3, their enemies will fall before them. 4, and this is not an exclusive list, but it really speeds up the Geulah. It'll bring the Geulah even faster. One more interesting fact I heard is that we know that one of the tenets of belief in Judaism is that all the righteous will be resurrected. So I did read in a sefer once that the resurrection of the dead will happen in 2 phases. The first phase will be before the temple is built, and that will be a resurrection for all those who actually mourned for the Beit HaMikdash throughout their lifetime. The second phase of resurrection will happen after the Beit HaMikdash is built for all the other righteous people. So we know it's a great time again for the Jewish world who are going through really rough times for the past few months, and a lot of us can't really get this off our mind. It's almost like every day we hear more and more troubles coming our way from the north, from the south, war from every direction, in every sphere. What can we do? Not all of us are there in Israel to do the physical war, and God willing, we won't have to do that. That's not something we're happy about. It's not something we want to live on a day-to-day basis. No one wants war on a day-to-day basis on their borders. But at the end of the day, God gave us the tools in our prayer books every day. That's something anyone can take on. And many times I find myself up. I'm just up late. I came back from a party. I'm late. I'm hanging out with my friends. I come back home. I pick up my siddur. We know Tikkun Chatzot is mainly comprised of Tehillim, Psalms. So it's not like we're saying anything Kabbalistic, anything mystical or something like that, but it is a really mystical prayer. It is something that helps you connect to the destruction of our temple, and when you read the words of King David, it really brings out that feeling. It brings out that sorrow and that longing to have that Beit HaMikdash built. You feel King David's emotion of what he felt like being in the Beit HaMikdash and how he yearned to build it even before it was built. We know the Beit HaMikdash was only built afterwards by King Solomon, but it was really King David's pining to build it that laid the foundation and gave that potential fruition. So next time you find yourself up late at night, you can't sleep, pick up your siddur, your Sephardi siddur, all my Sephardi brothers, or all my Talmidei Chachamim who are Ashkenazim, and pick up your siddur and say Tikkun Chatzot. It's something that will bring a lot of salvations to the Jewish people. We can really use it right now, and may our prayers be answered speedily in our days. As always, this is Bnei HaNeviim. There is time, but no time to waste.